I just wanted to announce, you can see, hello. I just wanted to announce, for all the, especially the respondents here, for the respondents that are here, we're just waiting for our special magistrate. There are some traffic issues going on the highways, so he's just running a little bit late. So we will be starting, should have started at 9, but we're going to start as soon as he gets in here. Just wanted to let you know the status. Thank you.
WPB-TV, 30 seconds.
They ready? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the City of West Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for March 1st, 2023. My name is Keith Davis. I'm the Special Magistrate appointed by the City to preside over today's hearing. Before we begin, if you'll silence your cell phones so they don't make any noise while we're conducting our meeting, that'll be appreciated. Next, if you're going to be testifying, speaking to me about any of the items on today's agenda, I need you to be sworn in. I can place everyone under oath at the same time, so if you will please stand, raise your right hands. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, sir. Thank you. You can all have a seat. When your case is called, the city will present from my podium to the left. You can come up to the podium to my right. The way we'll proceed with each case is I'll hear from the city first. I'll give me testimony, and there may be photographs or other documents that are relevant to the case that will appear on the monitors. You'll have an opportunity to see those documents. Once the city's concluded its presentation, made any recommendations to me for how to handle the case, it'll be your opportunity to tell me about the case from your side. If you have additional photographs or documents that you want me to consider, that will be the time to produce those. After I've heard everything from everybody on the case, in all likelihood this morning, I will enter an order that resolves the matter. We also may take some cases out of order that involve city personnel that we need to get out of here so they can get on with their day. So with all of that let's go ahead and get started.
Agenda item number 1, case number is CE 21100329. Case address is 3330 Parker Ave.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, this is in reference to code case 21100329. I'm Richard Burnell, Chief Building Inspector, City of West Palm. Violation address 3330 Parker Avenue. Windows installed without a permit, and also driveway was installed without a permit. The roof portion of it has been complied, so that's out of it. Certified mail was delivered on 2/8/23. Posted at City Hall 2/23/23. Was posted on property 2/23/23. Certified mail was delivered and picked up 2/25/23.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions for the record. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And was the notice mailed by regular mail as well?
Yes.
Did you issue a stop work order?
Yes.
And you indicated that the roof portion is complied. What is it that you observed at the property that led you to believe there was windows and a driveway that were done without a permit? What did you see?
As far as the roof, when I did go for the other the violations, that was already permitted. That was a mistake on our part. The windows were installed. The labels were still showing.
The what were still showing?
The labels that are on the windows,
okay,
showing that they were installed. I have pictures of the driveway and sidewalk area that they were formed up. At the time, they weren't poured. That's when the violation was submitted, and it was continued to. The work was continued.
Okay. Once you posted the stop work order, did you have communication with the property owner or a representative? Did anyone contact you?
No. No, I didn't.
Did they still continue to do work after you posted the stop work order?
By the time I did the stop work order, I went back and took pictures of it again. The work was already done.
Okay. And The photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
That's correct.
And what is it you're asking here today?
Excuse me?
What are you asking for today? Are you,
Well, today I recommend, and I spoke to the homeowner, 180-day extension with $50 a day after that.
okay. Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, stop work order, and photographs.
All right, thank you. This city's file is part of the record in this case. Let me hear from the respondent. Yes, ma'am, if you could tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about where we are with the case.
My name is Rosa Vasquez. My address or the property being questioned?
Property's fine. 3330 Parker.
Yes.
All right, tell me what's going on.
Pretty much everything that Mr. Prunier
Okay,
has,
so the roof is not an issue, and then the city's recommending an additional 180 days to get the windows and the driveway permitted, inspected, and approved. And you're in agreement with that?
yes.
Let me ask the city, and you may have said this, and I just went past me. Have the permits been applied for at this point?
The window permit was applied for, the process didn't continue. The driveway had a permit. It expired since that point.
Okay.
So the driveway portion of it is pretty much just to reopen it.
Okay.
The window permit just needs to go through the process.
Seems to me 180 days should be plenty of time.
Yeah, I think so.
Agree. All right. Anything else you'd like to tell me, ma'am?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Just briefly, Special Magistrate, the city would like to amend its evidence and add in the copies of the permit applications that he just discussed and any other documentation relied upon.
I think that's appropriate. Those will be made part of the record. Thank you. Okay. City has proper notice in this case. I do find proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I do find that the property remains in violation as cited, although does not include the reference to the roofing work, as that was properly permitted, if I understand correctly, but it does involve the windows and the driveway. In this case, I will allow an additional 180 days to comply the outstanding violations regarding the windows and the driveway, but after that, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. So you want to make sure you get this done within that 180 days, but I really think that's plenty of time. Is that it? Okay. I'll sign that order, and you'll get a copy of that order as well, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 2, case number is CE 221-00254. Case address is 219 30th Street.
Good morning. Tilly O'Belisle, Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. This is in reference to code case CE 221-00254. The address is 219 30th Street. The violation I observed was windows, doors, interior remodel, AC, electrical, and AC mini split system installed without a permit. The notice of violation was mailed via certified mail and regular mail on 2/17 of 23, posted at City Hall on 2/22 of 23, and was posted at the property on 2/22 of 23. The certified mail was in transit as of today, 3/1 of 23. While I was performing a gas inspection at the property on 10/11/22, I discovered that the interior and exterior of the home was recently renovated, including windows, doors, interior kitchen, bathrooms, electrical, plumbing, mini split AC in the garage, and AC for the main house. Permits have been obtained. Inspections are required for the work here. The pictures shown truly and accurately depict the violation and reflect what I've testified to. permits 23021312 for the mechanical. Permit has been applied for on 2/23 of 23, but not issued. It's still in the review process. Inspections have not been performed. Included in my file is the notice of the violation, the red tag, and a copy of the affidavit of posting. The city's recommending 180 days and $25 a day after that.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Once you posted the red tag, was any more work done, or had the work already been completed?
The work had been completed.
Okay, and once you posted that red tag, did you hear from anybody?
Yes, I spoke with the property owner several times, and she's diligently trying to work on getting a set of plans drawn for the renovations that took place. I think is what she indicated to me is that she had hired a gentleman to do the work, and she was unaware that he wasn't licensed and wasn't able to pull the permits, and the work had already commenced and was done before she had gotten the permits and anything.
Okay.
She's trying right now to make a set of blueprints and to get any contractors on board to get this taken care of.
Okay, and other than the mechanical permit that was applied for, in your opinion, what other permits might be needed?
They need a window and door permit for the windows and doors that were replaced. They need a permit for the mini split AC that was installed in the garage. They need an electrical permit for the electrical that was ran for the mini split, and any additional hi-hats and stuff that was relocated. They need a plumbing permit for the plumbing that was relocated inside of the home, and walls were removed. They need a building permit for the actual renovations that took place. Inside of that picture that you're seeing there, that's the back room showing the old windows. And inside of that actual back room area, they removed the what appears to be what might be a load-bearing wall. She's going to have to get somebody out there, a professional, to take a look and make sure that nothing structurally may have been damaged during the alterations.
Very good, thank you. And do you believe that the time you're asking for is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these into compliance?
Yes. 180 days and $25 a day should be sufficient, to move forward.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, stop work order, photographs, and any and all other documentation relied on.
Thank you. Those documents are made part of the record. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? Respondent is not present. However, the city has proper notice with the notice documents contained in the file. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 180 days to cure the violations. After that, daily fines of $25 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved. Thanks.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 6, case number is CE 23010229. Case address is 7700 South Dixie Highway.
Before we get started on this case, can I ask, on my monitor, I've got a picture of the chambers, and then the display with the photographs is a tiny little box right in the middle that really is difficult for me to see. Can I get that expanded on my monitor? That's what I'm seeing, and it's very difficult to see the pictures of the cases in that format. Normally, it's the whole screen over, excuse me, the whole screen up here, and that would be helpful. Okay.
I believe that's Joe's case.
We can go ahead and okay.
Special Magistrate, did you want to continue in the meantime, or did you want to wait?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Normally, it's
Yeah. Watch your toes.
yeah. Yeah, we can continue while we're waiting.
Joe, we're going to continue.
Good morning, Joseph Oliva, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 1/25/2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail and regular mail sent on 1/25/2023. Certified mail was returned on 1/30/2023. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on 1/26/2023. There is an affidavit of posting in the case. I have been in contact with the owner of the property. This property was cited for 94-35-I landscape site plan not followed. As of this morning, the property has not come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 60 days for them to submit a landscape permit and 90 days to get the permit issued and installed. If they do not come into compliance, the city is asking for $100 a day until compliance is achieved. And I do have Ray Caranci here to explain a little bit more on what needs to be done.
Thank you.
Joe, just for the record, I just want to make sure, because we had a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
We're talking about 7700 South Dixie Highway, CE 23010229, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Good morning, Special Magistrate.
Morning.
Ray Caranci, Senior Landscape Planner for the City of West Palm Beach. This property, the owner bought it, I think, in 2021 and did some work to the property, applied for permits, and landscaping was discussed with staff at that time, but the owner never followed through with amending the landscape plan. So there is a landscape permit from 2012 that was never had a final inspection or closed. So there is a landscape plan with that was supposed to be installed at that time. So been in contact with the owner and sent him that plan and said, you know, if you want to do something different, you'll have to submit a landscape permit and tell us how you're going to bring it back into compliance, because there are missing trees and shrubs.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
What is the difference between what was approved and what?
Yes, there's a lot of missing trees and shrubs and some palms from that plan that was in 2012. So
They're not just maintenance issues, or actually
no. Well,
landscape.
and again, we don't know whether it was ever brought up to that.
Okay.
That plan was ever installed because the permit never had a final inspection
I see.
conducted. Yeah.
So either they can comply with the plan that has been approved, or they can submit to have the plan amended.
Yep.
And if it gets approved,
Yes.
comply with the amended plan.
And the interesting part of this is that the owner was going to modify the parking, which triggers the landscaping requirement, but then he elected not to do that, and that's where it kind of just nothing happened. So
Okay.
right?
Mr. Caranci, before you leave,
Yes.
the requested timing that Officer Oliva asked for, do you believe that's a reasonable amount of time?
Yes, we discussed it ahead of time. Yeah. So the 60 days, they need to get a permit submitted for it, and then the additional 90 days to get the permit processed, get it issued, and then do the installation. And then if they would need more time, you know, as long as they can always come back and request an
I
extension.
want to make sure I understand I'm sorry.
Yes.
Can I just make sure I understand the request? It's 60 to get the permit applied for, and then an additional 90, not an additional 30 to get to 90. But
Correct.
So 60.
Yeah,
and
we're
then the
trying to
clock's-
trying to give them enough time to
Just wanted to make
really
sure I
complete
understood.
this. Yeah, hopefully that'll be more than enough to complete it, and they won't have to come back and extend anything.
Okay.
I mean, it's certainly up to you if you know.
No, I have no problem
Yeah.
doing that. I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure I did it.
All right. Okay.
correctly with
All right.
what you're requesting.
Thank you.
Just one more question for Officer Oliva. Thank you, Ray. Just wanted to make sure that the photographs that we've been seeing during all this testimony, you took those photographs?
Yes.
And those are truthfully and accurately depict the alleged violations you've observed?
Yes.
Very good, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, the old permit testified to, and any and all other documentation relied on.
Thank you. Those documents are all part of the record in this case. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent? All right, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence that I have listened to and reviewed, I do find that the property remains in violation as cited. I will accept the city's recommendation in this case in terms of compliance, and that will be to allow 60 days for the respondent to submit a complete permit application for a modified landscape site plan. After the permit application, after that 60-day permit application period, the applicant or the respondent will have 90 additional days to get the property actually brought into compliance, inspected, and approved. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 7.
Special Magistrate, did you say a fine amount on that one?
I beg your pardon. If compliance is not achieved within those time frames, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved, and that would be for both the 60-day deadline and the 90-day deadline. If either of those are not met, the fines will start to run.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 7, case number is CE 230-20100. Case address is 634 Franklin Road.
Joseph Oliva, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 2/9/2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail and regular mail sent on 2/9/2023. Certified mail was signed for on 2/11/2023. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on 2/10/2023. There is an affidavit of posting in the case. I have been in contact with the owner of the property. This property was cited for 26-35-B, irreparable and irreversible, 94-448-B, trees removed from the city parkway. As of this morning, the property has not come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for a one-time fee of $100 per tree due to the nature of the violation, irreparable and irreversible.
Thank you.
Trees?
3.
Thank you, Officer Oliva. Just a couple of questions. The photographs that we're reviewing, can you just briefly tell us what it is you observed?
Yes, there was trees on the city parkway that were removed.
Okay. And again, it's 3 trees, and it's in the
City parkway?
in the parkway.
Yes.
And what was your communication with the property owner?
I was at the property, and I spoke with the owner, and he was unaware that they needed some type of permit or something like that to remove any trees from the city swale.
Okay. And will anything additional need to be done to remove the trunks or anything like that, or it's just a $100?
No, he's pretty sure he's removed the trunks already. And I think he's just he can only plant grass in there now or an approved plant material.
Okay, thank you. And the photographs, they truthfully and accurately depict the alleged violations you observed at this property?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
All right, thank you. Those documents are part of the record. Yes, sir. You can tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the case.
Nicodemus Matchin, 634 Franklin Road.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. So, like the code inspector stated, I wasn't aware that I was required to have a permit to remove them. My father and I did plant the trees a while back, so I just figured I was able to remove them on my own as well. But the trees were rotting, and I was worried that it would cause property damage to passing cars or my vehicles, which is why I was removing them.
All right. Looked like they were pretty big trees at the point they were removed. Is there an intent to replace them, or is it just going to be sodded over and left?
Just sod.
Okay. And from the standpoint of the city, in terms of trees are now, let me ask this question, and I think it was touched upon, has all that, I mean, the pictures I'm looking at look like it's sort of
The stumps
in
have been
process.
removed.
Is it all done at this point? It's all sodded over and done? Okay.
It is, well, it isn't sodded over
Okay.
yet, but the stumps have been removed.
Okay, so it's just all that debris and vegetation is all gone at this
Yes.
point? All right. Is there an issue with just sodding it over and not having any trees in there? Or
No,
is there-
sir.
Is there a code requirement to have trees?
No, the code requirement is sod or grass or an approved plant material.
Okay. All right, because I was trying to pull up the code section, but Unicode is giving me fits right now. I can't seem to get into it. And then the $100 one-time fine, is that a code requirement, or is that just a recommendation?
Just a recommendation.
I can't get into Municode either.
Let me ask City this question. Had a permit been sought, is this something that could be permitted to, I want to remove my trees, apply for a permit, and remove the trees? Is that?
Usually, yes. And the thing is with, when I was talking to Ray Caranci about the, what had happened and stuff like that, they say they're really not issuing permits. I mean, he would have to get permission from the city basically to remove the tree, or a city worker would have to remove the tree if it was rotting and dying.
Because strictly speaking, it's on city property?
Yes.
Okay.
Even though the homeowner is responsible for
Right.
the city swale.
And I think testimony was that the property owner, adjacent property owner, they did put the trees in originally. Do you know if the appropriated channels had been followed and permission had been sought? Do you know if there is a permit fee that goes along with removing the trees?
I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is a permit fee.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
No, I don't have any further argument, no, sir.
Okay. And just so that I'm clear, my agenda cites code 2635B, and it says repeat/irreparable, but this is not a repeat case, it's just the irreparable.
It's just irreparable, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, in this case, the city has proper notice with the documents in the file. The respondent is present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I do find that there was a violation of City Code 94-448B. And given the circumstances, I find that that is an irreparable and irreversible violation. Once those trees are removed, you can't put those trees back. I am going to impose a one-time $50 per tree fine, so that's a total of $150. Can you pay that within the next 30 days?
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Agenda item number 35, case number is CE 2301-0156. Case address is 401 Baker Drive. Special Magistrate, I think the respondent needs to be sworn in. Oh, okay, excuse me. Number 37 is case number CE 2302-0186. Case address is 337 Baker Drive, and the respondent, I believe, needs to be sworn in.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On February 15th, the property at 337 Baker Drive was cited for irreparable and irreversible and hat rack prohibited. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted February 16th. Certified mail and regular mail went out February 16th. certified mail was returned February 21st. I did have a conversation with the property owner. I did let her know there would be a fine for trimming the tree in this manner. With that being said, city is recommending a one-time fine of $250 for the hat-racked tree.
Thank you, Officer McFarland. Just a couple of questions. For the record, is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
For the record, is it just one tree that we're talking about?
Yeah, just one
Okay.
tree.
And the photograph that we saw, the photographs that we saw, those are truthful and accurate depiction of the alleged violations?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit its evidence, a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, thank you. Those documents are part of the record. Yes, ma'am, if you could tell me your name and address, then you can tell me about the tree.
I think she needs
She
to be
needs to be
sworn in.
sworn in.
337 Baker
She needs to be
Drive.
sworn in.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm told you were not here when I swore everybody in this morning. Let me go ahead and swear you in. Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead now.
Okay, Tyrone Pitts.
Let me get you a little closer to the microphone. You can pull that down. Yeah, there you go.
Tyrone Pitts, 337 Baker Drive. The tree was cut by a professional lawn care guy, but we had these little beads on it, that was all over the driveway. Like, I have pictures of it, like we had just got it pressure cleaned over and over. So he cut it where during the summer he said it should be going back. Not that it was that he cut it improper. I mean, he's professional. We didn't know that you couldn't cut the tree down. Well, we didn't cut it down. He just cut where the little beads fall off.
I understand what you're saying. Let me ask.
Yeah, the whole driveway was filled with those, and when you
Stuff
roll
that
over,
falls out of the
it
tree.
Yeah, I have
understand.
pictures. I mean, like,
I'll be happy to take a look at those if you want to show them to Mr. McFarland first, and then while you're doing that, did the city's arborist have a chance to take a look at this? Is this tree going to come back, or is it a goner?
I mean, it's been 30 days and there's been no vegetation on the tree. So there's a possibility that it may not come back.
there's some little green things on it, cause
There you go.
So then I guess my follow-up question would be, if it comes back, that's one thing. If it doesn't, is there an additional?
I mean, if it does come back, the damage to the tree is already done because the canopy will never return.
Okay.
And,
So whether
and that's
it
my
comes-
concern.
So whether it comes back or not,
Yep, the
there's
damage
not
is
gonna
already
be
done to the
future
tree, yeah.
the code enforcement case is what it is. There's
Yes.
not- It would have been, if they had just removed it, well, I don't know if this is, I guess is this on private property or is this?
It's in the swale.
So if they had just removed it, they'd be in the same posture as the,
It'll be in the same realm. Yep.
okay, I got you.
Special Magistrate, can I just take a moment to question the respondent for a moment?
Yes, you may.
Just for the record, ma'am, I missed your name.
Tyronda.
Thank you. And Tyranda, your last name?
Pitts, Pitts.
Okay. Are you the current owner of the property?
No,
And how are you related to the owner?
fiance.
Okay. And so does your fiance know that you're here today on behalf of this case?
Yes.
Okay. And your fiance has given you authorization to resolve this case?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Special Magistrate. I don't know if I did it earlier, but if I didn't, I'd like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs. Thank you.
I think you did, but if you didn't, they're made part of the record again, if you did. All right, ma'am, anything else that you wanted to show me is there any objection from the city?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that's the driveway.
All the way up to the door when you walk
Yep.
in, the kids ride a bicycle, it just cracked me out.
Okay. All right, thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to show me or tell me about the case?
No, like, we wasn't, trying to like get rid of the tree. It was just like certain times of the year that happens. So
Okay.
this time, when he cut it, you know, that's how he cut it. But he was showing me these little green things on it that he said that's where it's gonna come back, some little green things.
Okay.
When I had called him and told him that, they said that the tree was cut incorrect. And he was saying that it's gonna grow back. Just like somebody on that, you know, up the street, they got theirs cut too. But it's starting to show, you know, like.
It's starting to show growth. Okay. All right, anything else from the city on this one?
No, sir.
Okay. We do have proper notice with the notice documents in the file. The respondent's fiance is present at today's hearing as well. Just to clarify again, and I asked this question on the previous case, this is not a repeat. This is just an irreparable.
That's an irreparable, yes.
Okay. Based on the testimony and the evidence that I have reviewed, in this case, I do find that the property is in violation of City Code 94-446-2B3 regarding hat racking. Based on the testimony and the photographs that I've reviewed, I will find that that is an irreparable and irreversible violation. I will do a one-time fine of $50. Not gonna impose a fine as big as the city requested, but I am gonna impose the $50 fine for this one-time violation.
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
If the tree grows back and it damages the yard like that again, like, can you be fined for the yard being like messed up like that? Or is it something you would have to get pressure cleaned every
Probably a great question for Mr. McFarland to answer in terms of.
Say it again? I didn't hear you.
She's asking about the interplay about if the tree grows back and does it.
How it does the yard, like, will you get fined for the yard looking like that, or you would have to get it pressure cleaned like?
I'll let you guys talk about.
Yeah, we could talk off
offline.
script.
Okay, but you'll get a copy of my order, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much.
Special Magistrate, did you want a time frame to pay that?
Beg your pardon?
Did you want to assess a time frame to pay that?
30 days. Can you
$50?
pay that within the next 30
Yes.
days?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Confirming we have no other respondents present. Okay. Agenda item number 3, case number is CE 23020157. Case address is 530 Clematis Street. It's complied. Agenda item number 4, case number is CE 23010140. Case address is 731 19th Street.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property address 731 19th Street was initially cited January 17th, 2023. Certified mail was sent out January 18th, 2023. City Hall and the property were posted January 19th, and certified mail was returned January 23rd. Property was cited for external windows and doors broken, clean and sanitary conditions, excessive growth, trash can placement, bulk goods, and clean to the center of the right-of-way. I have been in contact with the tenant, not the owner. She has explained she was disabled and can't do it, and she has paid somebody to start cleaning stuff up and has stopped. Got halfway done. They have fixed the window on the one side, so 18103 is complied. The rest of it still exists. The city is requesting 20 additional days or $150 a day thereafter.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just going to, 18103E is the complied code section?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions, Officer Underwood. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
And does that reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you have observed?
Yes, they do.
You briefly spoke about them, but for the record, could you just describe what it is you observed that led you to believe these are alleged violations?
The trash and debris throughout the property, overgrowth of the bushes, the weeds in the front yard, the weeds entwined in the front fence, and on the west side of the property, hanging over the fence onto the other side property. There was a broken window right there that has been replaced in the front.
And is the trash can, you're
Trash-
seeing that?
Yep, there's still trash cans in view of public, as you can see in the picture. I believe there's 3 of them.
Okay, very good, thank you. And do you believe that 20 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, and photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, however, with the posting following the return of certified mail, the city has proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence that I have seen, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, except for City Code 18103E regarding the external doors and windows, which has complied. I will allow 20 additional days to cure the outstanding violations. After that, daily fines of $150 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 5, case number is CE 22120160. Case address is 1036th Street.
Morning, J. Francis, West Palm Beach Code Compliance. The property 1036th Street was cited on 12/14/22. Certified mail along with regular mail was sent on 12/16/22. Certified mail received on 12/21/22. Both the property and City Hall were posted at 2/15/2023. I have been in contact with this property owner. The property was cited for outside storage, As of this morning, the property has not come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 60 days for the property to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is asking for $150 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Officer Francis, just a couple of questions. Is there
Sure.
an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you observed at the property?
Yes.
And just for the record, can you briefly describe what it is you observed that you believe leads to an alleged violation?
On the property in the parking lot, they're storing a good number of trailers right there.
Okay, so this is a strip mall, strip plaza?
It was an old supermarket, and it's now zoned as a storage facility.
So basically, if they
Screened the
all
property,
of those,
it should comply.
that would be okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And do you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this into compliance?
Yes, the owner of the property actually told me that he had applied for the permits and everything already. He's just waiting to get everything so he could screen the entire parking lot.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are made part of the record in this case. I will find proper notice with the certified mail, and you also had posting, even though a respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'm not hearing well today. I thought I heard you say 15 days for compliance, and I thought I heard Ms.
60.
say 60 days. So
Yeah,
I'm
60.
not sure which you're.
Yeah, 60. 60 days, I'm
60.
sorry. Yes.
All right. I don't know why it sounded like 15 the first time. I have no problem with 60 days. I'll allow 60 days To cure the outstanding violation after that, daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 8, case number is CE 23010333. Case address is 610 35th Street.
Good morning, Alex Oliver, Code Officer for City of West Palm. This property was cited on January 30th, 2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on January 13, 2023. I'm sorry, 30th. 31st, I'm sorry, I wrote it wrong. Certified mail was signed and returned on February 2nd. Both property and City Hall were posted on February 2nd. There has no been any contact with the owner of the property. This property was cited because of outdoor storage. As of this morning, the property has not come into compliance, so the city is asking for an additional 60 days for them to come into compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Officer Oliver, just a couple of questions for the record.
Yeah.
And I apologize, I may have missed it. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you observed at the property?
Yes.
And just for the record, could you tell us what it is you observed that you believe is a violation?
Yes. Now the property is that yellow house 610. They have some outdoor storage. They had like a barbecue grill, and behind the barbecue grill there's like a mattress and so other like things that shouldn't be there, like a mattress and other stuff. They also, the same owner owns the property next door, and the property next door is used as a parking lot for that house. I believe because there has been no contact with us, I believe the owner thought, because both properties were cited for the same thing, outdoor storage and other stuff, she removed everything on the other property, but she forgot this property. So we're asking for 60 days just in case. Hopefully she contacts us and addresses the issue.
Okay. And just for the record, do you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this alleged violation into compliance?
There's only like a barbecue grill, like a cabinet, and a mattress. I think should be plenty, yeah.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documentation relied on.
Thank you. Those documents are all part of the record in this case. With the signed certified mail and the posting, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence that I have reviewed, I do find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 60 additional days for compliance. Tell me again the daily fine you're requesting. $100 per day. I'll order $100 per day after the compliance deadline if the property has not been complied by then.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 9, case number is CE 23010368. Case address is 511 28th Street, and it's complied. Agenda item number 10, case number is CE 23010167. Case address is 1100 Florida Avenue.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 1100 Florida Avenue was originally cited January 18th, 2023. Regular and certified mail was sent out January 20th, 2023. That was returned January 26th, 2023. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted February 3rd, 2023. I've had no contact with the owners. However, I have had contact with the owner's lawyer. They were originally cited for 2232-A, certificate of use required, 22441 for rental license required, and 94442C-1 for the artificial turf that was previously installed. To date, all violations are still current. They have removed the artificial turf and are working to replace it with sod. They requested 15 days to bring the property into compliance. The city would like to request 30 days to bring the property into compliance, or a $50 a day fine thereafter.
Thank you, Officer Williams. Just a couple of questions, and I apologize if I missed it.
Sure.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And for the record, can you let us know, with regard to the rental license, what it is that you learned or saw or heard that leads you to believe it is rented?
Sure. There's a online posting for rent, and the lawyer did let me know that they do have a tenant that was currently living there.
Okay. And this posting that we're seeing right now, is that a posting that you pulled from the internet recently?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
On apartments.com.
Very good. And so you've seen some progress with removal of the artificial turf.
Correct.
And do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring the rest of these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And has there been any rental license applications submitted?
Not as of yet. He did let me know as of yesterday that they're in the process of evicting that tenant. Okay. So they want to do some renovations. So we're working with them on that. That's why I requested the 30 instead of 15.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, rental posting, and any and all other documentation relied upon.
Those documents are part of the record in this case. I will find proper notice with the posting and after the return of certified mail, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property remains in violation as cited. Although the artificial turf has been removed, there is still mulch that needs to be replaced with sod. And the other certificate and rental license still have to be applied for and obtained as well. I will accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $50 per day is what your recommendation is?
Yes, sir.
That's so ordered until compliance is achieved. Thank you.
Agenda item number 11, case number is CE 23010168. Case address is 1106 Florida Avenue.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 1106 Florida Avenue was originally cited January 18th, 2023. Regular and certified mail was sent out January 19th, 2023. That was received January 21st, 2023. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted on February 3rd, 2023, and an affidavit of posting was prepared and placed in the case file. To date, I have had contact with the owner. They were originally cited for 78-6 numbering standards for the address characters needed to be on the home, 7434A1J for the garbage can being in view of the public, and 94442C-1 for the artificial turf that was installed in the front yard. As of this morning, 78-6 as well as 7434A1J have been compliant. However, 94442C-1 is still out of compliance. The owner is asking for 10 days to bring that into compliance. However, after speaking with him, they want to do some things with the front yard, so the city is requesting 30 days to bring that into compliance, or a $50 a day fine thereafter.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions, Officer Williams. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And just for the record, with regard to the artificial turf, you're seeing that in the front yard, and that's particularly not allowed in the code. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible from the street.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any other documents relied upon.
Thank you. Those documents are part of the record in this case. With the received certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation of City Code 94-442C1. I will find the property has complied with the other code sections that were cited in the original notice. I will allow 30 additional days for the violation that's outstanding to be cured. After that, daily fines of $50 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you.
Agenda item number 12, case number is CE 221-00392. Case address is 1001 North Australian Avenue.
Good morning, Officer Luster, Code Enforcement. Property was posted on 2/10/2023. Certified mail was signed on 1/19/2023. I've had contact with the property owner on site to go over all the violations, and the violations that are in compliance is garbage can placement, cleaning up 1/2 of easement area, and outdoor storage. All other violations remain, and the violations are as follow. Obtaining a permit for a driveway apron, and they did apply for the permit on 2/10/2023. Has not been printed, so they have not received it as of yet. Clean and sanitary conditions for the trash and debris, litter, trash, and debris. Evidence of engaging in business at the residential property, parking in swell/parkway, landscaping of swell parkway, unpaved parking, and removal of a prohibited vehicle, which is the food truck. I explained to the property owner, Ms. Pugh, that when she brings the food truck there to do anything to it, for is stock it, just leave it there for parking or storing it, that's engaging in a business with a prohibited vehicle. She does have a storage facility, but she wants to bring it home to do those different things to it, clean it, stock it, and I advised her that that's considered to be engaging in business in a residential area. So she has not stopped it because I'm still taking pictures of it, but she is trying to cooperate with me by applying for the apron permit. So I'm asking for 50 more days for her to come in total compliance, or $50 per day after.
15 days?
50.
50.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Lester. Just a couple of
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have more,
Oh, I'm
sir?
sorry.
No. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Was City Hall posted with the notice of violation?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
With respect to the driveway apron, what is it that you observed that leads you to believe that this is an alleged violation?
Well, when she first purchased her home some years ago, she had her driveway extended with a permit, but they did not extend the driveway apron. That's the apron that's on the opposite side of the sidewalk. That's called a driveway apron. And where they use the extended driveway, they have ran the actual area of the swell and parkway down to nothing but dirt. So I explained to her she needs to extend that or sod it, but since she's applied for the permit, I'm going that she's going to want to extend it.
Okay. And is that the reason that you're also saying the alleged violations for landscaping of the swale?
No, it's another section where the red vehicle is parked.
The red vehicle?
Yeah, where the red vehicle is parked, there's basically nothing but dirt. So that's the entirety of the swell is a combination of both, either sod the entire swell and or do the apron and the sod.
Okay.
Okay.
And are you still seeing the unpaved parking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I assume, can you just tell us for the record, are you seeing trash and debris throughout the entire property? I see the
It's
photo
a
here has it on the swale.
Swell.
Okay. Okay, very good, thank you. And do you believe that 50 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these violations into compliance?
Yeah, because that permit for the apron is in process, but she has to actually get someone to actually draw the sketch of it and everything. And that property abuts Australian. So we all know Australian is a county road. So permitting building services is going to have to really get in depth with her in regards to that apron.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, a copy of the permit application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. Those documents are part of the record for this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the notice documents contained in the file. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I find that the property remains in violation as cited, with the exception of City Code 7434A1J regarding garbage can placement, 744C5 regarding cleaning up to the center of the right-of-way, and 9471C regarding outdoor storage. Those three code sections have complied. For the outstanding violations, I will allow 50 additional days to cure those. After that, daily fines of $50 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 13, case number is CE 22110181. Case address is 1236 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. Property was posted in City Hall on 2/13/2023. Cert mail was returned to us on 1/24/2023. I had a meeting on site on 1/17/2023 with owner, property manager, 5 West Palm Beach police officers, and property security. The violations all are still out of compliance, and they are as follow. External windows, replacement of broken windows, cracked windows, painting of graffiti on property, clean and sanitary conditions of property, excessive growth, rubbish, garbage storage, trash, garbage, illegal dumping, landscaping, buffering of property in the rear, landscape maintenance, tree trimming, pave and marking of parking lot, resurfacing of parking lot, placing parking spaces, striping, and that's it. I'm asking for 60 days more because they are in the process. They hired the security. They are trying to keep the property clean and sanitary, but it's not working. And I'm asking for 60 more days or $250 per day. This is a plaza that sits on Palm Beach Lakes in Australian, and it's an actual nuisance property. They're having problems with the homeless. They're having problem with all kind of other activities that's going on the property, but that's the police portion. But the property owners now are trying to be cooperative, so I'm asking for the 60 days. And they have an application, a permit applied for the parking lot, but they haven't executed a contractor as of yet.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions, Officer Lester. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
And just for the record, if we can go through and tell us what it is that you observed that you believe are alleged violations with regard to this list that you talked about.
Okay. Like I said, it's a plaza, so they have large windows on this plaza. Some have, I'm assuming they're gunshots where they're cracked. So those windows need to be replaced. The painting of the graffiti is in the rear of the property. The excessive growth is continuously either just next to the building, behind the building, around the hedge, around the swale, around the sidewalk. It's always extensive overgrowth. The trash and garbage is throughout the entire property. The dumping in the rear of the property is a real problem at the dumpsters with the dollar store is there, so they're constantly filling up their dumpsters with all of the excessive boxes, and sometimes they just spew out over the whole parking lot. The landscaping, every island that's in that parking lot needs to be either have shrubbery or grass. They need to keep in keeping with their landscaping plan. And the rear of the property, that rear, needs to have a buffer, either landscape, fencing, it doesn't, and or both. Tree trimming in regards to the trees on the buffering landscape areas and the hedges. The paving in the parking lot is the entire surface of the whole plaza. Okay.
Thank you very much. In asking for 60 days, do you believe this is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
We've been working on this since November, I believe. We met in January, and, you know, sometimes you have to put the fire, and I'm trying to light the fire.
And you said that they had hired security. Are they, and you've seen them starting to work on stuff, are you seeing progress with regard to things like the trash and trimming the landscaping, things of that nature?
There's no day that I go to that property that is entirely clean, not one. But I have seen where it has become minimized. So I do feel like somebody is trying to keep the rubbish and the garbage at bay. It's just a hard property to keep in line.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, the permit application testified to, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. Those documents are part of the record for this case. With the posting following the return certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I will allow 60 additional days to cure the violations. After that, daily fines of $250 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 14, case number is CE 23020115. Case address is 904 10th Street.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. This property was posted on 2/10/2023. Cert mail was returned to us on 2/21/23. I've had conversations with the CRA, Robert Tagger, and I've had conversations with the potential buyers. And this property was cited for clean and unsanitary conditions, securing a vacant property, garbage, debris, and overgrowth, cleaning up one half of easement, and fence and/or wall repair. I'm asking for 10 days or $250 per day. I'm under the understanding that they're closing one day this week, but the actual property owner, I've had no contact. So I've dealt with CRA, Robert Tagger, and the potential property owner. All right.
Thank you, officer. Just a few questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And I apologize, I may have missed this. Does it reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it posted at City Hall?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you seeing any progress at all?
None.
And can you just take a moment just to clarify for the record what it is that you observed at the property that led you to believe these are alleged violations?
The property was secured and boarded by the existing owner some months back. Since then, we've gotten squatters, homeless. They basically are just tearing the building, the wood, the boards down. They've torn the fence down. The garbage is just unbelievable. So it's actually people residing in them at this point in time. As of yesterday, there were people there. But the existing owner has not contacted me.
Just give me one moment, please.
Mm-hmm. have notified the police in regards to the vacancy. And they do have no trespassing signs that are legal.
Has law enforcement been involved with?
Yes, I mean, but they can go one day and run them off, and they're back probably the same day. Okay. It's so many people in there now until it's unbelievable.
Just one moment, sir, please. Officer, could you just clarify for the record, your notice of violation, did it go to SIP Realty One LLC?
Correct. Has it changed in the system?
Just to clarify for the record, what you're seeing on the screen was a certified mail signed by our clerk's office here at City Hall. But is it your testimony, officer, that the certified mail was actually returned?
Yes, it was returned on 2/21/23, and the person that inputs it in our system in code just made that as a mistake. But it has returned on it. It's not that Delroy signed for it. It was returned back to City Hall.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And do you believe that 10 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
I do.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any other documentation relied upon.
Those documents are part of the record. I'm sure you said that the property and City Hall were posted, but
yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. 2/10/2023. Both sites.
All right. With the posting following the returned certified mail, I do find the proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I will allow 10 additional days for compliance to be achieved. After that, daily fines of $250 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Agenda item number 15, case number is CE 23010332. Case address is 315 Alameda Road.
Good morning, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use. It is also a repeat violation of case number CE 21100018, which was adjudicated on 11/3/2021. Service was accomplished by certified mail, which was signed for on 2/3. The property and City Hall was also posted on 1/31. The balance of 2401.76 was paid on 2/3/2023 for a total of 5 days out of compliance. So the city is requesting $75 a day for the 5 days that this property was out of compliance.
So it's in compliance now, but it was out for 5 days?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Officer Levine. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And does the affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And with regard to the underlying case, was that just a finding of fact, or did it go to a hearing?
It went to a hearing. It was adjudicated on 11/3/2021. There's a lien on that property currently.
So is it still running? Is it still
No.
accruing fines?
No, it's still, no.
Okay,
not
so
accruing.
is there a date when it came into compliance? Do you happen to know what that is?
On the last case or this case?
The last case,
I'm
just
not-
if you know.
I'm not 100%.
Okay, but it is your testimony that that underlying case did eventually come into compliance?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you said that they did make the application.
No, the payment was done
Or, excuse me,
on, the past due amount was paid on 2/3/23.
Okay, and just so that we're clear on the record, the underlying case would have had the rental license required section and the certificate of use section as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And we know that at that point in 2021, those particular code subsections they had a different numbering.
They had different
but
numbers,
they had the
yes.
exact same substantive code language, which equates to violations. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, permit, underlying case documents, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting and certified mail in the file. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property is now in compliance, but was out of compliance for 5 days, and that those 5 days were a repeat violation based on case CE 21100018. I will assess daily fines of $75 per day for the 5 days that the property remained in repeat violation, for a total of $375.
Agenda item number 16, case number is CE 23010334. Case address is 2100 North Australian Avenue.
This property too was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use. It's also a repeat violation of case number CE 19090317, which was adjudicated on 11/6/2019. Certified mail was signed on return on 2/2. The property and City Hall was posted on 1/31/2023. There is still an outstanding balance of $6,222.50. As of today, a total number of days out of compliance is 31. The city is requesting $75 a day for that 31 days, and whenever it comes into compliance.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had any contact with the owner or a representative of the owner?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And because the balance is still outstanding, are you, is there anything that would be in the system to say that they had tried to make a partial payment, they had tried any contact, just not with you? Are you seeing anything?
The only thing that I saw is that the rental office fee business tax was renewed, and the apartments was not.
Okay, and the photograph that we're seeing now, is that a photograph that truly and accurately depicts the posting at this particular property of 2100 North Australian Avenue?
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to the underlying case that you discussed that went to hearing, was that a finding of fact, or was that...
That's also a lien.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Also a lien.
Okay, and has that lien, is the fine still accruing, or
No,
has it-
ma'am.
That came into compliance?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. And just for the record, because the outstanding balances that we've been talking about in these last two cases are very high, are we talking about an apartment complex? Like,
Yes,
what are we
ma'am.
talking about?
They're all apartment complexes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are all, excuse me, part of the record in this case. City has proper notice with the certified mail and posting, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property remains in violation of City Code 2232A and 22441. I find that those violations are repeat violations based on City Code Enforcement Case Number CE 19090317 from 2019.
Special Magistrate, could I also just put on the record, because again, back then, just for the record, those same code sections, even though they had a different number of a section, they were substantively the same code language, making them a repeat.
Thank you. As of today, the property has been in repeat violation for 31 days. I will did you ask for $75 on this one?
Yes, sir.
I will impose daily fines of $75 per day for 31 days.
And until they come into compliance.
Which is $2,325, and also continuing at $75 per day for each day the property remains in repeat violation. And then obviously they have to pay the past due rental license amount, which also goes for the previous case. I didn't say that, but yeah, they have to pay that as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 17, case number is CE 23010336. Case address is 4330 Community Drive.
This property too was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use. It's also a repeat violation case of number CE 20060333, which was adjudicated on 10/7/2020. Certified mail was returned on 2/10. The property and City Hall was posted on 1/31/2023. Past due amount was paid on 2/14/2023 for a total of 16 days out of compliance. The city is requesting $75 a day for the 16 days that this property was out of compliance.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions, Officer Levine. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
The photograph that we're seeing on the screen now, is that a truthful and accurate photograph of the posting at this property of 4330 Community Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
And with regard to the underlying case, was that a finding of fact or an actual order?
An actual order, yes.
And is the fine still accruing on that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And again, just with respect to the repeat nature of this, would it be your testimony that the underlying case had the same exact subsections? They were just numbered differently at that time?
Yes,
but
ma'am.
the content of the code subsection is exactly the same. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, those documents are made part of the record. The city has proper notice with the certified mail and posting documentation in the file, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property is in violation of as cited in the notice. I find that those violations are repeat violations based on case 2006033. Now tell me again how many days it's been in repeat violation?
14 days.
1-4?
6, sorry. 1 second. Let me put back on my...
I think it was 16.
16.
16.
I'm sorry.
And you're asking for $75 per day?
Yes, sir.
So I will assess a fine of $1,200, which represents $75 per day for each of the 16 days that the property has been in repeat violation. And that $75 per day fine will continue to accrue as long as the property remains in violation.
They are in compliance. They paid on.
They're in compliance?
Yes.
So the 16 days will end the...
It ended on Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
2/14. February 14th.
$14 or $16?
No. The past due amount was paid on February 14th,
Okay.
which brought it to a total of 16 days out of
All right,
compliance.
so February 14th was when they came into compliance. and
Yes.
That was 16 days, and that's $1,200 at $75 per day.
Thank
Got
you.
it. Thanks.
Agenda item number 18, case number is CE2, sorry? Oh, sorry. Agenda item number 18, case number is CE23010113. Case address is 801 West Lakewood Road.
Good morning. Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on January 13th. Certified mail was sent out January 24th. It was signed received by the owner on February 4th. In addition, the notice violation and notice of hearing was posted at Property and City Hall on January 25th. The affidavit of posting was then completed and submitted to be attached. In addition, the notice violation, notice of hearing was also sent via first-class mail. This property was cited for failure to secure building permits and the required inspections for landscaped area that was converted to pavers, trash and debris on the property, certificate of use and rental license required, junk inoperative vehicle, dog waste. Landscaped areas must be grass. Landscaping of the parkways must be grass. Unpaved parking, prohibited vehicle, and outdoor storage. I have had contact with the owner, who has been very proactive and has been communicating all the updates with me. As of today, the only remaining violations at the property are 105.1, 110.3, 94, 442C1, and 94, 442E. This is all for the landscaping at the property. There are still some areas that require sod and hedges, vegetation installed. With that being said, the city is recommending 60 additional days to comply with these violations, or we'll be asking for a fine of $100 a day.
Thank you, Officer Pasmino. Just a couple of questions, and I apologize if you said this. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you believe are still outstanding on this property?
Yes, they do.
And can you just take a moment to clarify for the record with regard to the ones that are still outstanding, what it is that you observed that leads you to believe these are alleged violations?
So they're the areas that are pavers, which is kind of between the duplexes, right there along the building and between them. Hasn't been converted yet. They need to install some plants, kind of right there. And then alongside, it would be the east side of the property in the parkway. They haven't installed grass yet. The main big yard patches, like that area, they have installed grass, so they're almost done, I would say.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you excuse me, do you believe 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these violations into compliance?
Yes, I do.
And if I didn't ask you before, the photographs that we were reviewing, they truthfully and accurately depict these alleged violations?
Yes.
That you observed. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the notice of the claim file, including the case file, including a copy of the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, those documents are made part of the record. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the received certified mail. The city also has posted the property. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation of City Code Sections 105.1, 110.3, 94-442C1, and 94-442A, but that the property has complied with all other alleged violations that were in the original notice. I'll allow 60 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 19, case number is CE23010273. Case address is 233 Pilgrim Road, and it's complied. Agenda item number 20, case number is CE23010275. Case address is 262 Worth Court. and it's also complied. Agenda item number 21, case number is CE 23010047. Case address is 633 55th Street.
City of West Palm Beach Code, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on January the 5th. Certified mail was sent January the 9th. Certified mail was returned January the 16th. City Hall was posted January the 7th. This property was cited for trash and debris and clean and sanitary and outdoor storage. As of yesterday, none of the violations are in compliance. All the violations are still remaining. This was an email and pictures that I also received from West Palm PD Archer in reference to working with the property owner to have it kept clean. But the city is requesting 20 days at $100 a day after.
Thank you, Officer Watkins. A few questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes.
With respect to the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
For the record, could you please tell us what it is you observed at the property that leads you to believe these are alleged violations?
There's trash debris all on the property, and there's tons of outdoor storage. There's luggage, chair, suitcases, garbage bags. There's pretty much everything you could think of out there.
Thank you. Just for the record, is this a vacant lot?
Yes.
Okay. And I apologize, you may have said this. Have you had contact with anybody representing the property?
No, I haven't, but Officer Archer did from West Palm PD, and that's where I received some of my pictures and email from him about the property.
Okay. And even though the violations are still outstanding, have you seen any progress at all?
No.
Okay. Do you believe 20 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any other emails or written communication or documents relied upon.
Those documents are made part of the record. With the posting following the return certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 20 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 22, case number is CE 23010093. Case address is 5605 Pinewood Ave.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited January the 11th. Certified mail was sent January the 12th. Certified mail was received January 17th. City Hall was posted January the 17th. This property was cited for a certificate of use, garbage can placement, outdoor storage, unpaved parking, and rental license. Compliant violations as of yesterday were the garbage can placement, outdoor storage, and unpaved parking. Remaining violations are the certificate of use and rental license. The city is requesting 20 days at $50 per day after. I've had correspondence with the property management that was supposed to be in progress of applying for the rental license, but as of yesterday, nothing had been applied for yet.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Officer Watkins, is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes, there was.
And what is it that you observed or learned about the property that led you to believe that there was an alleged violation for the rental license and COU?
It's a new owner, new management company that owns the property. They're new in Palm Beach County property appraisal, and they have tenants in there now. They purchased it from the old owner that I knew that kept it pretty nice. So they don't have a rental license or certificate of use to rent out the property.
So was it a property known to you to previously have been renting, and because you noticed that there was a new owner, you checked into that status as well?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And the property manager that you were in contact with, they didn't object or otherwise disagree that it was still being rented, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, very good. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are made part of the record in this case. The city has proper notice with the received certified mail, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation of City Code 2232A and 22441, but has complied with the other code sections that were cited in the notice. I'll allow 20 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $50 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 23, case number is CE 23010094. Case address is 422 50th Street.
City of West Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited January the 11th. Certified mail was sent January 18th. Certified mail was received January the 20th. City Hall was posted January the 17th. This property was cited for clean and sanitary, which is trash and debris, excessive growth, failure to comply, garbage can placement, maintaining of landscape, and securing a vacant property. Compliant violations as of yesterday were only the garbage can placement. And this was another property I received from Officer Archer, who I accompanied out there to take several images. The city is requesting 30 days at $150 per day.
Thank you, Officer Watkins. A few questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes.
With respect to the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, it does.
Is this a vacant house?
Yes, it's a vacant home.
Okay. And can you please tell us for the record what it is you observed at the property that led you to believe these are alleged violations?
Well, right there, while the picture just went, the back door is open. There were vagrants living in there. It was just torn down, and it's that way since yesterday. There was overgrowth all in the front, and there's also a broken window in the front, which was in that photo. The garbage can was the only thing they complied. That was moved to the back. For securing of the property, it's the fact that the doors off the hinges is laying on the ground. It pretty much needs to be secured. And I was also asking for an abatement on this to have the city board the rear door up.
Okay. Let me ask, did you say something was torn down?
Yeah, the back door. The back door is off the
was
hinges
torn
and laying on the ground.
Okay. And I didn't catch you at the end.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
also
at-
want to ask for an abatement for the city to actually have their contractors go and board up the back door and just assess the cost to the owner.
Okay, and with respect to the bless you.
Excuse me.
With respect to the abatement that you're requesting, is that just for the board and secure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and with respect to the abatement that you're requesting, do you believe that that particular alleged violation rises to the level of a health, safety, and welfare violation?
Yes, because they're living in there with no water and no anything inside of the rear of their property, and any other things could get in there as well. And there's people that live on both sides of there.
Thank you. For the other alleged violations, do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring those alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had contact with anybody else other than Officer Archer?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And for the abatement, can I have 10 days on the abatement, please?
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other email or written communications or documents relied upon.
Those documents are part of the record for this case. With the received certified mail, the city has proper notice even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, with the exception of City Code 7434A1J, which has complied. I will make further finding that the violation of City Code 18214B regarding the unsecured vacant property does constitute a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. For this case, I'll allow 30 days to comply. After that, daily fines of $150 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved, except for City Code 18214B. For that, I'll allow the respondent 10 additional days to cure that violation. If it's not cured within 10 days, the city's authorized to enter the property, abate that violation, and assess those costs.
Agenda item number 24, case number is CE 23010111. Case address is 625 53rd Street.
City of West Mutual Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited January the 13th. Certified mail was sent January the 18th. Certified mail was received January 23rd. City Hall was posted January the 17th. This property was cited for a certificate of use, rental license, excessive growth, garbage can placement, junk vehicle, landscape maintenance, and outdoor storage. As of yesterday, all the violations were still out of compliance. With this, the city is requesting 30 days at $100 per day after.
Thank you, Officer Watkins. A few questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
With respect to the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, it does.
And with respect to the alleged violations, could you please tell us for the record what it is you observed that led you to believe these are alleged violations?
Well, when it comes to the rental license and certificate of use, I've had correspondence with the old property owner, which I called her to inquire about the condition of the property. She let me know she sold it. So then when I checked property appraisal, I saw there was a new owner. When it comes to all the outdoor storage, I see in those pictures that were on there, there's a garbage can, there's trash debris, there's a inoperable vehicle, a BMW SUV parked in the rear. There's trailer top hitches and all sorts of things to the left of the picture, the left of the home.
And with respect to this, the owner listed on the agenda, Giles Properties, is that the old owner or the new owner?
No, that's the new owner.
And have you had any contact with the new owner?
No.
And what information, if any, additionally do you have to indicate that it is currently being rented?
Well, I spoke to the tenant and asked him what the condition was of the vehicle in the back, if he could pull it. I spoke to the tenant to see the condition of the SUV that was parked in the back to see if he could move it onto the paved area. He told me it wasn't running. So with that alone, it was the tenant and the inoperable vehicle.
And when you spoke to the tenant, was that after the new ownership had begun?
No, that was probably beginning of January. I spoke to him just, sometimes I will go over there and ask them just if the vehicle's running, if they could move it, onto a paved area. And it, in fact, was the same tenant from the last owner, so.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that the record is clear. Have you spoken to a tenant at this property since the new owner has taken over?
Yes, it's the exact same tenant from the old owner.
Okay, thank you for making the record clear. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
And have you seen any progress on the growth, the excessive growth, landscaping?
Absolutely nothing.
Or outdoor storage? Okay. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any other documents relied upon.
Those documents are part of the record for this case. With the received certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on testimony and the evidence, I will find property remains in violation as cited. I will allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 25, case number is CE 23010241. Case address is 560 Village Boulevard regarding global construction.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement. The business Global Construction was cited on January 26th of 23. certified mail sent out January 26th of 23. The property posted February 14th of 23. I have had contact with the owner of the business. They did indicate that they will be applying for the license. As of yesterday, that has not happened. So my recommendation would be 30 days to do that, or $100 a day after. And the violation was the certificate of use and the business tax receipt.
Thank you.
Yes.
Officer, just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting
Yes.
in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And with respect to the posting, there was a photograph there of the notice of violation on a desk. Is it your testimony that this this photograph represents delivering and posting the this notice of violation at the business Global Construction?
Correct. At the desk, the front desk, you're not allowed into the building. So the receptionist actually took it as they accepted it receptionist.
Okay, thank you very much. And okay. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any other documents relied upon.
All right, those documents are part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present at today's hearing, but the city has proper notice with certified mail and the posting. Based on testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 26, case number is CE 2301-0244. Case address is 560 Village Boulevard regarding Mind and Mobility.
Don Williams, this business, Mind and Mobility, was cited January 26th of 23. Certified mail sent January 26th of 23. Actually, the posting or this was hand delivered and accepted by the receptionist on February 14th of 23. I had no contact with this owner of this business, but it has been verified that they are still operating at that location. So my recommendation is a one-time fine of $250 for the business tax receipt and 30 days or $200 a day after for the certificate of use.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And was the notice of violation also posted at City Hall?
Yes.
And you indicated that you had not had contact with the owner or a representative of Mind and Mobility. Just to make the record clear, it's your testimony that the front desk receptionist for the building, did they confirm that Mind and Mobility is an open, ongoing business?
Yes, that's correct.
And they accepted the notice of violation?
Yes.
And the photograph that we're reviewing, is that a photograph of you leaving the notice of violation for this property at the front desk, or excuse me, for this business, Mind and Mobility, at the front desk of 560 Village Boulevard?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any other documents relied upon.
Those documents are made part of the record. The city has proper notice with the hand delivery and the posting and certified mail, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. For the violation of City Code 82144, I will impose a one-time $250 fine. For the violation of City Code 2232A, I will allow 30 additional days excuse me, for compliance. After that, daily fines of $200 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 27, case number is CE 2301-0252. Case address is 2001 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit S208, regarding Lucille
Giacone.
Thank you. Giacone Klein.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement, cited this business, which is under the name of the owner, Lucille Giacone Klein, on January 26th of 23. Certified mail sent out January 26th of 23, and the actual posting was done February 14th of 23. There has been contact with the owner of the business. She will be moving to 1655 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, and she has applied for the license. So my recommendation is 30 days to comply, or $100 a day after that.
Thank you, Officer Williams. Just a couple of questions. It was very hard to hear you during that, so I'll have to kind of ask you to repeat some of this.
No problem.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And you testified that the notice of violation was sent by certified mail?
Yes.
And was it also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And was it posted at City Hall?
Yes.
And the photograph that we reviewed is that an accurate photograph of posting the notice of violation for this particular business at 2001 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, S208?
Correct.
And just for the record, it indicates that this is for
Lucille
Giacone Klein, LCSW Corp. Is that
Correct.
accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you indicated that she applied for a license, is that for the business where she's located now, or for the new one since
The
you
new
said
one.
she's moving?
She's moving to 1655 Palm Beach Lakes.
Okay.
She hasn't moved physically yet, but that's her story. So,
Okay.
I cited for 2001 Palm Beach Lakes.
So technically, if she doesn't apply for the business tax receipt and COU for S208, she could be in violation if she doesn't end up moving, or it gets
Correct.
extended or delayed. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, those documents are made part of the record. The city has proper notice with the posting and the certified mail, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I find the property remains in violation as cited. You're not seeking a one-time fine on the business tax right now?
No,
because of the
because she's,
move,
right.
Is that right?
Correct.
So just
I'm not.
30 days to comply, and
If
after
not-
that, daily fines of $100 per day on the certificate of use.
Yes.
And then if the city needs to bring the business tax case back in the
We
future,
would.
it will. Okay.
No problem.
Agenda item number 28, case number is CE 2301-0253. Case address is 2001 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit S208, regarding Jamie Schifflestein.
I like that. Close enough. Don Williams, Code Enforcement, cited this business owner, Jamie Schiffenstein, for business tax and certificate of use, cited on January 26th to 23, certified mail, January 26th to 23, property posted February 14th to 23. She also is located 2001 Palm Beach Lakes, and she's supposed to be moving this month to 1655 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. That has not happened yet. So give her 30 days to complete that, or if not, $100 a day fine after that.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions, and again, it was just a little bit hard to hear you. So is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
It is.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And was the notice of violation posted at City Hall?
Yes.
And this photograph, is it an accurate photograph of posting at Unit 208 for Jamie Schifflestein, MS.RD, registered dietitian?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documentation relied upon.
Thank you. Those documents are part of the record for this case. The city has proper notice with certified mail in the posting, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 30 days to cure the violation. After that, daily fines of $100 per day on the certificate of use violation will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Agenda item number 29, case number is CE 2301-0254. Case address is 2001 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit 300K, regarding Center for Precious Mines.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement. I cited this business owner, Center for Precious Mines. Cited them on January 26th of 23. Certified mail sent out January 26th of 23. And I actually posted the property February 14th of 23. No contact with the owner of the business itself, but the next door tenant did verify that he comes and goes about once a week, but he has not responded to anything that I posted or certified mail. So my recommendation is 30 days to comply for the certificate of use. If not, $200 a day after that, and one-time fine of $250 for the business tax itself.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And was City Hall posted?
Yes.
Okay. And the photograph? And is this a photograph? Is it a true and accurate photograph of posting the notice of violation at Unit 300-K for the Center for Precious Mines, which you said a next-door tenant confirmed that the owner or principal of this business is there approximately once a week?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are part of the record. City has proper notice with certified mail and posting, even though a respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll impose a one-time $250 fine for the violation of City Code 82144. I'll allow 30 days to comply, and after that, daily fines of $200 per day, and for each day the property remains in violation afterwards for the violation of 2232A.
Agenda item number 30, case number is CE 2301-0260. Case address is 2001 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit 302P, regarding city in, is it Beach or BCH?
Don Williams, Code Enforcement.
Was it BCH or Beach?
Beach. I'm sorry.
Okay, City and Beach, South Florida Living. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. Don Williams, Code Enforcement. I cited this business, City and Beach, South Florida Living, on January 26th of 23. Certified mail sent January 27th of 23. The property in City Hall posted February 14th of 23. No contact with the business owners, but I have witnessed them going in and out of the business, but they decided not to talk to me, so I just posted it. So I'm asking a one-time fine of $250 for business tax receipt and $200 per day for a certificate of use if not done within the 30-day period.
Thank you, Officer Williams. Just a couple of questions.
Yes.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And with respect to this photograph that we're reviewing for Unit 302, is that a truthful and accurate photograph of the posting of this notice of violation for this business at that property for City and Beach South Florida Living LLC?
Yes.
And just again to make the record clear, it's your testimony that you have witnessed people going in and out of that particular unit?
Yes.
And that leads you to believe that there's something active going on in there?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. Those documents are part of the record. With certified mail and the posting, city has proper notice. Even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing, based on the testimony and the evidence, I find the property remains in violation as cited. For the violation of City Code 82144, I will impose a one-time $250 fine. For the violation of City Code 2232A, I will allow 30 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $200 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 31, case number is CE 23010135. Violation address is 2100 45th Street, Unit B27.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On January 13th, the property at 2100 45th Street, B27, the business name is 7-Eleven, was cited for certificate of use and business tax violation. This is a renewal. The business as well as City Hall was posted January 26th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent January 18th. Certified mail was returned January 28th. Reinspection date for this violation was January 26th. The property did come into compliance on February 20th. Like I stated, this is a renewal. This is a recurring theme with this plaza. I did have a conversation with the property manager, and she was going to stay on top of her tenants to keep their license up to date and on time. With that being said, city's recommending a finding of fact on this case.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions, Officer McFarland. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photograph that we saw, is that an accurate photograph of the posting of the notice of violation in this matter at the property for Unit B27 7-Eleven?
Yes, ma'am.
And just to make the record clear, it's your testimony that they did come into compliance, but did so late per the date or deadline they were given in the notice of violation. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documents and information relied upon.
Thank you. Those documents are part of the record in this case. With the posting following the return certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence presented, I will find that the property is now in compliance. However, compliance was not achieved until February 20th, which was after the date required in the notice of violation, and therefore there was a finding of fact that the property was in violation but has since cured.
Agenda item number 32, case number is CE 23010138. Case address is 2100 45th Street, Unit B6. Sorry.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On January 13th, the business at 2100 45th Street, Unit B6, K Loves Lace, was cited for business tax receipt and certificate of use. This is also a renewal. The business as well as City Hall was posted January 26th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent out to the tenant as well as the property owner on January 18th. Certified mail was returned January 23rd. Reinspection for this violation was January 26th. The business came into compliance on January 30th. With that being said, city's recommending a finding of fact on this case.
Thank you very much, Officer McFarland. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photograph that we reviewed, is that a true and accurate photograph of the posting of the notice of violation for this particular case at the Unit B6 business location at 2100 45th Street.
Yes, ma'am.
And just to make sure that the record is clear, the deadline in the notice of violation to come into compliance was January 26th, and they did not do so until 4 days later on January 30th. Is that
Yes,
accurate?
ma'am.
Thank you very much. And did you see that this was a renewal requirement by reviewing underlying documents or information in the systems of the city?
Yes, she's been operating in the city for years, and for the past 3 years, she does not pay her license on time. So this is why I did have a conversation with her, and she realized that she does need to keep her license current and on time. So this is why I'm requesting this, so she keeps in line with that.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Excuse me, those documents are part of the record in this case. With the posting following the return to certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I find that the property was in violation as cited until January 30th of this year, but that the January 30th compliance date exceeded the compliance deadline that was set in the notice of violation, and therefore we issue a finding of fact.
Agenda item number 33, case number is CE 23010139. Case address is 2100 45th Street, Unit A2.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On January 13th, the business at 2100 45th Street, Unit A2, Palm Beach Gold Connection, was cited for business tax receipt renewal and certificate of use. The business, as well as City Hall, was posted January 26th. Certified mail was sent to the owner as well as the tenant. Excuse me. Certified mail was returned January 23rd. The reinspection date for this case was January 26th. The business came into compliance on February 7th. I did have a conversation with the property manager, and she is aware to remind her tenants to pay their bills on time with the City of West Palm. I did let her know that we would be here, and if they did not, it would be considered a repeat violation. With that being said, the city is recommending a finding of fact on this case as well.
Thank you, Officer McFarland. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent to the owner and the business?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your previous testimony was that the certified mail was sent to the owner and the tenant. When
Yes,
you
ma'am.
say the tenant, do you mean Palm Beach Gold Connection?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the photographs that we're reviewing, those are truthfully and accurately depict the posting at this particular property that we're talking about right now in Suite A2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are all made part of the record in this case. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting following the return to certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I find that the property was in violation as cited until February 7th of 2023, but that compliance date exceeded the compliance deadline contained in the notice of violation, and therefore a finding of fact is made.
Agenda item number 34, case number is CE 23010144. Case address is 2100 45th Street, Unit B13.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On January 17th, The business at 2100 45th Street, Unit B13, was cited for business tax renewal and evidence of a business. Excuse me. The business as well as City Hall was posted January 26th. Business name Serpro 1 LLC. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent to the property owner as well as the tenant on January 18th. Certified mail was returned January 23rd. The reinspection for this violation was 1/26. The business owner came into compliance February 2nd. I did have a conversation with the tenant as well as the property manager. They're aware to renew their license on time and keep up to date. With that being said, city's recommending a finding of fact on this case as well.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Officer McFarland, is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And we saw a couple of different photographs. I just want to make sure that the record is clear. Can you again tell us the business name?
What do I call this? It's under.
Oh, there it is. Sure Pro.
Yeah, yes, under Sure Pro 1 LLC.
Okay, and a little bit in your testimony, you kept saying the word tenant, and just want to make the record clear, you meant Sure Pro 1.
Yes, Sure Pro 1 is the tenant.
Okay, very good. And this is this photograph that we're reviewing. That's a true and accurate photograph of the posting of the notice of violation in this file for Sure Pro 1 at the Sure Pro 1 business location. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Thank you. Those documents are part of the record. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice with the posting and certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, we'll find that the property was in violation as cited, but came into compliance, but that compliance date exceeded the date required in the notice of violation. Therefore, a finding of fact is issued.
Agenda item number 35, case number is CE 23010156. Case address is 401 Baker Drive.
On January 14th, the property at 401 Baker Drive was cited for obstruction of right-of-way, swell maintenance, and swell requiring sod. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted February 15th. Certified mail was sent and regular mail was sent January 18th. Certified mail was returned January 25th. The property has since come into compliance with the obstruction of right-of-way, but the swell maintenance and sodding of swell still remains. With that being said, city is recommending 60 days to bring the property in compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
How many days, Mr. McFarland?
60.
60, thank you.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you believe are still outstanding?
Yes, ma'am.
And just for the record, can you tell us what it is you observed at the property that leads you to believe these are alleged violations?
If you notice in the swell, there's more dirt than vegetation. They've killed the vegetation from parking there. On the other side of the driveway there, you'll see right there, yep. That's all leaves. There's no vegetation there. It's leaves and dirt. So that does need to be sodded.
Thank you very much. And I apologize, did you say whether or not you had any contact with the owner or a representative of the owner?
Unfortunately, I had no contact with the owner, which is surprising because I've had dealings with this property owner before.
And I note you said that the vehicles that were blocking the sidewalk had been removed. Are you seeing any progress about the swale and planting
No, ma'am.
or anything? Okay, very good. And do you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to come into compliance with these
More than
alleged
enough.
violations? Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those
Denied.
documents are made part of, pardon me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Those documents are made part of the record. With the posting following the return to certified mail, the city has proper notice even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited with the exception of City Code 78-1 regarding obstruction of the right-of-way, which has complied. For the remaining violations, I will allow 60 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $100 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved.
Okay, now number 36. Case number is CE 23020071. Case address is 9847 Okeechobee Boulevard.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On February 4th, the property at 9847 Okeechobee Boulevard was cited for prohibited portable signage and repeat violation. The property was posted February 13th, as well as City Hall. Certified mail was sent to the property owner as well as the tenant on February 8th. Certified mail was returned February 13th. The underlying violation is CE 211-20319. The inspection date for that said violation was January 13th. It came into compliance January 27th of 21. The compliance, the property did come into compliance on February, I can't read my own here, right? February 24th. So city is requesting, I'm sorry, February 26th. City is requesting a one-time fine. The property was out of compliance for 17 days at a rate of $100 a day, equaling $1,700 for the repeat.
Thank you very much.
Also, I did want to include, I did have a conversation with the property manager and also the tenant of Mattress Firm. He was not happy with the notice of violation, but he was given numerous chances to keep this portable signage out of public view, but he just refuses to do so. This is why the city decided to take this route and action.
Thank you very much. Officer McFarland, just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And does the affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that have been sent to the property owner as well as Mattress Firm, which you noted was the tenant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the photographs that we've been reviewing, it shows you holding up the notice of violation. So did you deliver that notice of violation to
Yes, I did.
somebody at Mattress Firm?
Yes, the manager.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And just to be clear for the record, can you just describe what it is you saw about the sign that you believe makes it an alleged violation?
This sign is notorious for being left out on the sidewalk. I've asked them numerous times in the past to not put that sign out because it is considered a portable sign, and the city does not allow for portable signage.
Could you just, for the record, could you just describe the sign? Is that what's considered?
Oh, that is what we call an A-frame.
A-frame.
And as you can see, it's partially blocked the sidewalk as well, so it is obstructing the right of way as well. Like I said, I've asked numerous times to have it removed, and it gets removed and reappears again, so.
Right. And just to be clear, the underlying case that you cited, was that also for the same code subsection?
Yes, ma'am, and it was a finding of fact.
Okay. And I was a little unclear about the dates you gave. You said that the reinspection was January 13th and that it came into compliance January 27th. Were you talking about the underlying case?
The underlying case, yes.
Very good, very good. And then with this current case, when was the deadline or reinspection? Do you recall?
I do recall it's 17 days out of compliance. I can't recall the handwriting here.
Okay, so basically 17 days out of compliance on the current case.
Yes.
It came into compliance February 26th. Very good, thank you so much.
Yes.
Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Those documents are made part of the record for this case with the return to certified mail and the posting that followed that. The city does have proper notice, even though the respondent is not present at today's hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property was in violation of City Code 94402B for a total of 17 days. Complying on February 24th. I find that that violation is a repeat violation based on city case number CE 21-120319. I will accept the city's recommendation in this case, impose daily fines of $100 per day for each of the 17 days that the property remained in a repeat violation for a total of $1,700.
Thank you, sir.
I think that concludes the 9 o'clock agenda. Do we need to take a brief recess before we push into the 11:30 agenda, or do you want to keep going? No, brief recess. All right, let's, I know it's 11:30 right now, but let's just take a brief 5-minute recess. We've been going since 9 o'clock, and then we'll reconvene at about 11:35 or so.
think we're back on. I believe so.
Let's go ahead and reconvene the City of West Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for March 1st, 2023. This is the 11:30 reduction hearing schedule. First of all, if you're going to be speaking to me about any of the matters on today's agenda, your testimony needs to be under oath, so I need to swear you in. If you'll be speaking to me, please go ahead and stand, raise your right hand, and I can place everybody under oath at the same time. Thank you. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can all have a seat. When your case is called, please come up to the podium to my right. I will first get some background information from the city on the case, and then you'll have the opportunity to tell me about your request, what you're asking for in terms of the reduction. The city will in all likelihood make a recommendation as well. Once I've heard everything and everybody's told me everything that they feel is important about the case, I will in all likelihood enter an order on the application. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. Calling agenda item number 1. Case number is CE 1106-0240. Case address is 414 Palmetto Street.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach.
Davis, you can approach the stand.
Okay. This property was cited back in June 13, 2011 for failure to, what was I saying? For trash and debris, boarding of a structure, grass exceeding 6 inches, vacant property not being properly secured, failure to obtain a boarding certificate, garbage, litter, and refuse. At the time of the hearing, the property was given 30 days or $100 a day to comply. The property failed to comply with the magistrate's order and was out of compliance for 3,978 days, resulting in a lien amount of $397,800. At this time, magistrate, due to the value of the property and change of ownership, the city is only seeking 15%.
Is this the same owner or is this a new owner? New owner?
It's the same. It's the spouse, so it was owned by a spouse.
Go ahead and put your name and address on the record. Go ahead.
Dylan Davis, and I'm friends with David Smith, the owner, surviving owner.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so thank you for taking the time today. I've had the privilege of representing David Smith in real estate, and we've become friends over the last couple of years. I actually was introduced to him because his spouse passed away, and you know, I can't speak for the full 3,000 days, but I do know clearly they let problems snowball. And that said, David Smith and Ronald Johnson over the last couple of years were dealing with health problems. The spouse committed suicide, sadly. That's when I was introduced to help assist in, you know, selling the properties, and that's when we came across the lien, the compliance issues, which David was not aware of. So upon, you know, when I realized it, we addressed it immediately. Monique initially, and then Cassandra have been assisting through the whole process, and I feel that we have complied. I have some pictures if you're okay with me bringing it up.
Why don't you go ahead and show them to
Cassandra?
St. Hilaire first, and then I'll take a look.
Oh, this is the original, so that's the original. Yeah. And then that's actually from the listing. So these are the best pictures we could get before, and now you can see how the yard looks. Everything's clean. Perfect.
Arlene?
Any objection from the city to these being made part of the record? No objection. All right, let me take a look. We have, these are current conditions, or these are?
These are current, so all issues were resolved. My guess is probably 50,000, 50 tons of plant biomass was removed. Coconuts, I mean, one truck was probably just coconuts.
Really?
So it's just funny how much you can remove from trees if that hasn't been kept. But we also got approved for a rental license as well. That was another compliance issue, so we hit off everything on the list.
Okay, and for the record, applicant has provided 7 color photographs of the property. Those are accepted into the record for this hearing. Okay, and then
the larger photos, my apologies, sir, the larger photos are the original, so that was during the compliance issues.
Okay.
So the smaller photos are the after,
Gotcha.
the better. Yeah,
2
the
larger
improved.
photos are the older, and then the
Exactly.
smaller are the...
And those were actually taken from the listing, so those were the best pictures we could get at the time.
Yeah. And they
You
reflect
said
the
this is
current
now
state
a
of the
rental
property.
Sorry?
You said this is now a rental property? You have rental
Yeah, it's currently being rented, and it has a rental license active and approved.
Okay. Were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just saying the smaller pictures is a replication of the pictures that I have as well. Just
Say it looks like
yeah.
what I'm looking at on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassandra, is this,
I didn't hear you.
does this have a sales contract?
The one wasn't submitted because at the time I know they were trying to figure out if they wanted to rent it or sell it.
It's expired. The lending process had to be canceled because they can't do it when there's an active lien. So right now they're just renting.
And is it actually tenant occupied at this point? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so this is an old case, so it accumulated
Yeah.
a pretty significant lien. The city's recommendation is that it be reduced from $397,800 to approximately $59,000. Do you have, what recommendation are you making?
I had originally asked for it to be forgiven, but upon further, I do think the city had to put a lot of time and manpower behind it, so I was thinking maybe $5K, if you would be willing to accept that.
All right, anything else?
Enforcement hearing.
And that could be paid today, by the way.
I beg your pardon?
That could be paid today.
Anything else from the city on this one?
No.
Okay. I have a question for the city.
Yes, sir.
You told me that this was out of compliance for the almost 4,000 days.
Yeah.
Was it this a situation where the compliance work truly wasn't done until then, or it didn't get called in for a reinspection at some point?
It seems as though for a little bit of time, the former code officer that was on this, they were in contact with the owner, but they just failed to clean up the property where we had to do an abatement and everything. And I guess when it went for as long, they were in compliance with not having to get the boarding certificate, but everything else was still present on the property. So I guess after 2011, they just failed to keep in contact with us, but it just kept snowballing into what it is now. But I will say that as soon as they did apply for the rent, the lien reduction, Mr. Davis got in contact with us. They did act on everything that we asked them to do.
Okay.
So I I can't tell you why it lasted as long as it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you the same opportunity to answer that question if you have additional information that you want
Yeah,
to tell me.
thank you. I just think it was neglect upon just being health issues, and because actually the original property that I listed for them was same zip code, different property. That one closed, and it was clearly a couple having medical problems. And at the time, David had been moved into a medical health facility, or it was like a home health. So I just think it was health problems over the years, and kind of just forgetting about it, you know.
Okay. All right. Anything else from the city?
No, sir.
Anything else? Anything else, sir?
No, thank you.
All right. Then we have, this is a 2011 case. It has accumulated a lien of $397,800. Based on the testimony that I've heard and the circumstances, I'm going to reduce that down to $15,000, and I can give you time to pay that. How much time would you need to pay that?
We might be able to pay it today, within the month.
Let's put 30 days on the, or you comfortable with 30
If
days?
we paid it sooner, would we be able to get it reduced more, or no?
No, but I don't want because the way this works, if it's not paid within the deadline, then it reverts
We'll do
back
2
to
months.
the full amount.
And if we pay it sooner, we can pay it sooner, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a deadline. So, I mean, are you comfortable with the 30 days?
Yeah.
Because I can put more.
No, I think, let's do 60 days, just to be safe.
60 days.
Thank you.
Good, thank you very much.
Okay, moving on to agenda item number 2. Case number is CE 15090453. Case address is 934 32nd Street.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on...
I'm sorry, Cassandra, do we have a respondent?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
No, that's Mr. Tyler. Oh, that's here. Right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. All right. This property was cited on September 17, 2015 for failure to obtain a fence wall, to maintain their fence and paint. Property was taken to hearing, was given an additional 30 days or $100 a day to achieve compliance. Property failed to comply and was out of compliance for 2,311 days, resulting in a lien amount of $231,100. Special Magistrate, this is the same owner. City is requesting 25%.
All right. Good morning, sir. Yep, still morning. Good morning. Go ahead and tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the request for the lien reduction.
I don't hear.
Go ahead and tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the request for the reduction.
You're talking about address, 934 32nd Street, West Palm Beach.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Yes.
I don't. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Y a pas un moment pour parler pour dire ça a besoin.
Ça a besoin?
Y a ta kou la mode kounya, quelle raison tout ba ça passé dans Kaila, right?
Mhm.
And then la mode ta kou ça modèle pour faire pour.
Okay.
Ou vle mal de sécurité pour venir do? Because what besoin pour parler avec.
Non.
Na ou besoin moun pour translate pour ou comprendre ça la.
Ma parole.
Ou comprendre? Okay.
Ou de femme délai. C'est pour délai qui pour quelle raison?
You're asking him to just speak on.
Yeah, whatever he wants to tell me. Do we need an interpreter or?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure
Okay.
out if we need to go get security or. So you just like my dose
tant que la demande pour parler, quelle raison tout bas ça passé. Ben la demande ou comprendre ça qui a passé, ou voulez mal dire un monde pour venir donc parce que pas vouloir dire un bagage ou pas comprendre et then ou pas comprendre quelle raison tout bas ça a passé. Problème mais c'est sécurité à venir donc.
Okay.
Sorry. So we're going to try to see if the security can come and translate for him because he may not fully understand what's being asked. If you can, I don't know if you want to hear it last or give me the opportunity to get security.
Why don't we recess this one? We can take the other cases. You can get the interpreter here, and then we can, once
no problem.
Here, we can finish up with this one.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
All right. I'll tell him.
I can go tell him, Cassandra.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell him again.
Oh, okay.
So, il n'y a pas le bon moment pour aller de sécurité. Elle venir, attendez encore, mais nous pas commencer avec l'autre monde qui vient là.
Okay.
So, by un moment.
Okay.
Puis après, l'autre encore.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so moving on to agenda item number 3. Case number, oops, if I can turn the page. Case number is CE 22030348. Case address is 703 43rd Street.
703 43rd, correct?
703, yeah.
Okay. Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited back in March 21st of 2022 for failure to comply with the landscape code. Landscaping must be grass and applying artificial turf. Property was taken to hearing and was given an additional 30 days or $100 a day to achieve compliance. The property was out of compliance for 46 days, resulting in a lien amount of $4,600. Special Magistrate, the applicant is the violator. The city is seeking 25%.
Thank you. Morning, sir. Go ahead and tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the request for the lien reduction.
Yes, my name is Vern Peck, and I'm the property owner for 703 43rd Street. And that citation, I never knew about. You can't have fake grass in the front of your yard, and that citation I never received it because my sister and her 2 kids were living with me at that time, so they probably had posted it on the door, which they probably took it up and put it inside the house. I never saw it, and that's why it was accumulated for that long. And as soon as I found out, I just went ahead within like a couple of days. I took up all the grasses and the gravel and stuff, and I bought some sod and put it down.
Does the file indicate how we got notice on the original case?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Certified mail, property was posted, certified mail was sent, City Hall was posted as well.
Okay.
So.
All right. The law requires that the city provide notice in a certain way, and that was done, from what I can tell in this case, and that finding was made back when this case was originally heard as well. One of the things that is done is that the property is posted as you suggested, and that posting should have been paid attention to, and not just put on the counter and ignored. Clearly, the property is in compliance. It definitely looks nice at this point. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell me, sir, before I enter an order in this case?
Yeah, like I said, I found out about it, and as soon as I found out about it, I jumped on it, and I came down here to file the price reduction. So I'm asking if it could be like maybe like 15% of whatever the fee.
Well, I'm going to, well, okay. Anything else from the city?
No, that's it.
Okay. So this is a fairly recent case from 2022. The lien is $4,600. I am going to reduce that down to $1,000. How long will it take you to pay that?
Maybe like 2 months. Is that?
I can give you 60 days is fine. Do you need 90 days? Would that, again, I want to make sure that I don't want to set this
Yes.
up for failure.
Yes, please.
Let's put 90 days on the order, $1,000, but that needs to be paid within 90 days.
Yeah, and could I pay that in increments?
Yeah, it can be paid in increments as long as the total amount is paid by that deadline.
Okay.
And just keep your receipts and keep track of how much you paid.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Agenda item number 4, case number is CE 17120006. Case address is 4104 Glenmore Drive.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on December 1st, 2017. Property was cited for failure to obtain a rental license, certificate of use, and as a repeat. Property was given, due to it being a repeat, property was cited for $50 a day until compliance was achieved. Property was out of compliance for 298 days, resulting in a lien amount of $14,900. At this time, Special Magistrate, the city is requesting 25%. This is the same owner that caused the violation.
Did you say 25?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. Go ahead and tell me your name and address.
I'm
and then
Jeffrey
you can-
Weinstein. I'm an attorney, so I'm not the property owner, but I am their.
Okay.
It's complicated. I'm sort of the management company's attorney.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, we can concede that we didn't have a rental license at some point in time. I can't testify under oath to some of these facts, but I can explain to you what happened. But we had clients who acquired properties, and there was several of them. And some of these rental licenses, I'm not even sure what thing is. Sometimes they were overlooked, and therefore, when we did become aware of them in the process of trying to grow a business, we took care of it. So I do understand that there was problems in 17, and then my understanding is all those problems were corrected by 2019. Our first application for this reduction, and I didn't file it, so I can't speak to it, but per the records, shows that it was like in 2019. So we've been trying to take care of this for a long time. I've been personally involved in this case for about a year, and it took like kind of a year to get this hearing. So I understand that money is owed. I appreciate the city's offer at 25%. I would just counter offer that at 5%.
Okay.
There was a series of problems that we had to clean up everything at the same time, and they got cleaned up and sort of put us out of business.
So, that is the reason this is a repeat case, is because of the issues that were going on in 2017?
I don't know why this is a repeat case. I know that we didn't get it when we filed in 2019. We didn't get a hearing, and I don't know why. There was like we had to get re-inspected, but it's just a rental license. I don't understand that process. I'm not a contractor. I don't. And then I refiled this case I can swear to this, I refiled this case in June of last year. And, you know, and now we're finally at a hearing now.
Okay.
So we've been trying to get this resolved, and truthfully, we're trying to like sell the property, and we have lien problems. And
Let me have a question for
Go
Ms. St. Clair. On the repeat portion of this, it's the same year. That seems like that would be unusual for a certificate of use.
It's a failure
rental
to.
license case.
Sorry, I want to. Yeah, different fiscal year. I believe this was a failure to pay their delinquent tax. This is that's why they were already cited for having to obtain a rental license, and then they let that lapse by not making the payment. So then we have to cite them again because they're in violation of not having a rental license. So that's where the repeat came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Thank you.
All right. Any comment or on that based on Ms. St. Hilaire's representation?
I just think part of this problem is because we've had miscommunications. I mean, I don't know. Like, I haven't been involved in this the whole time, but I've seen what was this? You know, we applied in 2019 for this hearing, and somehow we never got scheduled. And I really do have email. I didn't bring all my records and email. I'm not like, this is not the biggest deal in the world, so it's not like a murder trial. But I did, you know, I've seen this, and like just somehow a hearing never got scheduled. I don't know why, and I'm not blaming anyone. It was COVID, whatever else. And now we're back here, and now we finally got it done.
Okay,
And
well, from what I'm seeing, whether this was heard in 2019 or today, it seems to me that the lien amount had already been set by then. I don't think anything happened between 2019 and today in terms of the amount of the lien or I think we'd be talking about the same $14,900 even if this was back in 2019.
Fair enough. I'm just trying to represent that my client's diligence.
Sure. No, I appreciate
trying to get
that.
this done as I request a lower amount than the 25% that the city offered.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Anything else from the city?
No, we're good.
And any final comments, sir? Anything? Okay.
Thank you.
So this is a 2017 case. The lien amount is $14,900. Same owner. I'm going to reduce this to $3,000. Can you pay that in the next 30 days?
Yes.
30 days. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we spoke. We were emailed there and stuff like that. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Have a good one. No problem.
Moving on to agenda item number 5, case number CE 18020208. Case address is 5138 Palm Brook Circle.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited back in February 12, 2018 for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. Property was given an additional 30 days or $100 a day to achieve compliance. Property was out of compliance for 1,530 days, resulting in a lien amount of $153,000. Special Magistrate, this is the same owner that caused the violation. City is seeking 25%.
Thank you. Good morning. Go ahead and tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the request for the lien reduction.
Good morning. How are you? My name is Lorena Brachetti. I am representing the owner of 5138 Palm Brook Circle in West Palm Beach, and I'm the property manager of this unit. And we find out about this lien reduction, and thank you for the ladies who are helping me all the time in the city, because I didn't even know about this license. We received this, we find out about this lien reduction because we are selling one of our properties in West Palm Beach. So I'm coming here to solve this problem. We never been late in any property tax, any HOA. As soon as we received the notice and we saw this, we paid the licenses and the certificate of use of all these units that we have in West Palm Beach.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else from the city?
No, sir.
And any other final comments, ma'am?
For this unit, we have the lien, and Monique was helping me with the things that I don't understand. But if you can help me with this, because it's,
okay, all right.
This is my boss, and maybe he can.
Pardon me?
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you? My name is Juan Talia Brown. We work together, same company. We've been managing several units along a lot of years, maybe more than 7 years already. We've never been late on any bill. We always comply with everything on behalf of our clients. I mean, we didn't really know about the rental application that we need to pay for. It's $117. Of course, if we would have known of the existence of this application, we would have paid it right away. So we're trying to solve the issue.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, this is a 2018 case. Lien amount of $153,000. Same owner. This is a rental property. I'm going to reduce this down to $15,000. How long will it take you to pay that?
Actually, we weren't counting on paying this sum. Again, it's something we didn't know that was.
I understand. I understand all that.
Business,
and that's,
yep.
You know, this is it's a substantial, from $153,000 down to $15,000, which is about 10% of the amount. I can give you up to 12 months to pay that. Tell me how long you need.
Do you think that we can lower the price, because we have several properties with that problem, and immediately when we saw this case that this is happening, we will have to pay from our pocket, you know, like not from the owner's pocket. And we receive these units from another property.
I'm not reducing the number. I'm asking you how much time you want to pay it. Put 12 months on the order. We'll do 12 months. Did we get the interpreter for agenda item number 2?
Thank you.
Okay.
Just a second. Labdini, ipal del po. Huh? Yeah, Labdini, ipal.
Chad, my Creole getting so good. I don't get to use it.
We are still on the record, just so you guys know. And it's picking some of it up.
Thank you.
They don't have anyone available right now. There's only one security guard out there.
He's by himself.
But he said that he had me go to the back and somebody else was gonna help us.
Somebody from like utilities or something?
Yeah, he's across you guys, and that, like, when you go to walk in, he's to the left.
All right, let me check.
Mark, this the guy that used to work at the front,
Yeah.
the utilities, the back.
Oh, okay.
I told him to come in 5 minutes, and that was probably
Sorry.
15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, we are recalling agenda item number 2. Case number is CE 15090453. Case address is 934 32nd Street.
What number was that?
Good morning. Are you going to interpret for us?
Yes.
What's your name?
John?
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on September 17, 2015 for not maintaining their fence and paint.
So let me, since we have interpreter,
Oh, yeah, that's
interpreters,
true.
probably need you to give some breaks so that the interpretation can happen.
Ok, yo me seulement dit parce que ou pas te maintain fin souvent, yo te bon yon citation. Yo te bon yon citation. Like yo te ba ou sa yo te fine parce que ou pas te maintain fence là ni ou pas te peinture by kakala kaila.
Okay, so let me explain. At this point, I need Ms. St. Hilaire to be able to make her presentation. I will come back and he'll be able to explain and ask questions after we're done, but it needs to kind of flow that way or we'll never get through this.
Yeah, I'll go a little slower. Yes, as stated, property was cited for failure to maintain their fence and paint. The property was given 30 days or $100 a day to comply. The property failed to comply with the magistrate's order and was out of compliance for 2,311 days. Resulting in a lien amount of $231,100.
Like, how much is it? 230.
$231,100. I don't know. This, I don't know how to translate that. The applicant is the violator. The city is seeking 25%. Magistrate, I think I gave you a copy of the.
I have it.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
You just didn't passer m'battre un seul couleur après me changer de son seul couleur m'battre tout là.
Okay.
All right, so now I'm going to need to. You're going to need to get into the microphone so I can hear you tell me what he says.
Absolutely. So
for the record, I know the gentleman stated his name earlier, but have him name and address again so that I.
Oh, my name?
His name.
His name.
Non, c'est Jean-Claude Tillis.
His name is Jean-Claude Tillis.
And is he still at 934 32nd Street?
Ou toujours na même adresse là?
Adresse.
La Kaila.
Non, pas la Kaila, non. C'est l'OM le Kaila, mais c'est pas. C'est ça que fait m'bailler pas, puis m'bailler là-dedans.
Like, est-ce que Kaila c'est pas ou bien?
Kaila c'est moi,
mais à cause ou loué on mon Kaila. Yeah, but he's saying he doesn't resign there. He just went the place to somebody else.
Yeah, he's still the current owner.
Pardon me?
He's still the current
Yeah,
owner.
like he's
of
still the
property.
current owner, but he say he doesn't resign there.
Okay. Then he can tell me about his request for lien reduction, and whatever he wants to tell me, it's his turn to tell me.
Okay, mais like qui ça ou vle dire?
Ça me veut dire, m'pas jamais connaît si karaté gen ligne. C'est son inspecteur qui fait nan bagay di manger fait nan. De fin de manger fait nan kounya m'vin na city ya m'paye $35 pour ba m'permission pour manger fait nan. L'm fin ranger kounya c'est là ça, yo entre dans computer, yo di m'te gen ligne na Kaila. But jam kone sim de yeling.
Okay. He stated that he never know that there was a lien like against the house. He said he didn't find out until he came to get a permit to put up the fence. That's when he figured out that there was a lien in the house. But he said previously he stated that he painted the house, but the house was not all one color. So he went back and repainted the house one color.
Yeah.
So me like ou anje fence là tout.
Oui, mais j'ai fait non parce que j'ai fait non. Spectateur signé tout bagay.
He stated that the inspector signed for everything, that he fixed the fence as well.
Mba konnen parce que mba pour que ça peut changer quoi parce que mba konnen et ça si mba déjà arrangé fin là mba t'a jamais konnen c'est caractère gain.
Yeah, like he said, he had no idea that there was a lien against the house, and he said he wouldn't know there was a lien against the house if he didn't come to get the permit to fix the fence. So when he come in to fix the fence, that's when he found out there was a lien against the house. Yeah. And he stated that he didn't know. If he had previously known, he would have come and fixed it, but he didn't find out there was a lien until he come and get the permit. So he was not aware the house was in violation.
Ask him when he found out.
Kile ute vin kone yote mete lien su house la.
C'est le malrangé fin là.
He said he found out once he come in to get the permit to fix
When
the
was
fence.
that?
Yeah.
Kiki data.
Oh, la chose c'est ça a gagné n'importe 4 mois comme ça.
He said he doesn't remember the exact date, but he says closely to over a year. I mean, closely to 4 months.
Yeah, so it's been within the last 6 months.
Yeah, so
We have a comply date for April 5th, 2022. So I think that matches up. You can ask.
So let me ask City a question, similar question I asked earlier in a different case. Is this a situation where it actually didn't come into compliance until April of last year, or it just never got called in for the city to come and inspect it, but in fact it had been complied for a long time?
Well, based on his own statement, it wasn't complied until he came to get the permit. So the fence was still in violation for this long period of time, until the April 5th timeline. And also, we did want to point out that since the violations, there's been 21 cases. Wait, you put altogether, yeah. Altogether, there's been 21 cases and 3 liens that were put on this property alone under his ownership. So is that what? Oh, 1 lien. 21 cases.
Yeah,
Okay, so overall, there's been 21 cases on this property, but since this violation, there's been 3 cases.
Okay, I need you to tell him what the state owner just said.
I'm gonna break it down. So, according to his testimony, he didn't know about the lien until he applied for a permit.
Yeah.
So we stopped it on, the liens were stopped on April 5th, 2022.
Yeah, but he said he didn't find out until 4 months ago when he come in to get the permit to fix the fence. That's when he found out there was a lien against the house.
That's what we're saying. So the lien, it kept going until he came and applied for that permit and he got that approved. So the approval was April 5th, 2022.
April 5th, 2022, that was the approval for the permit for his fence?
Yeah, so that complied the case.
Yeah, mais on dit ça, like, ou te vin dans 5 avril, pour te vin for permit la, lin nan te gen tan sou kay la depuis 5 avril.
Mba konen ba sa, mba kita konen. Se mde kita konen mta veni, a chaque fois mgen lin, à chaque fois que je viens dans cité m'parler j'étais parlé bamlen pour faire moi agile pour paix moi agile je bam pour grâce me fait toute bataille.
He stated that every time there was a lien against the house for the fence, for the grass, for the paint, he fixed it. He said that if he had previously known there was a lien, he would have take care of the matter.
Inspecteur te vin inspecter lem fin ranger bagay yo avant inspecteur fin nan. M'te mandi pour le papier, li dim comme ça la mettre dans computer. On va c'est ça te fait m'ba j'aime connaît et puis monsieur vin pas li vin pas avec city encore, c'est ça c'est problème ça qui était.
And he stated that the inspector that came before the inspector for the fence never informed him that there was a lien. He said he asked for paperwork, but the inspector stated that they was going to put it in the system, and that particular inspector don't work for the city no more. And the second inspector is the one that is the one that tell him to fix the fence.
Tout ça il fait là, il fait parce que m'pas jamais connaît même. Ça m'pas jamais connaît ce caractère elle.
And he stated that everything that the city ever asked him to fix, he was able to actually fix it.
I never knew that.
And he never knew that there was a new lien against the house.
All right. Thank you very much. Ask him if there's anything else he wants to tell me.
Me demande est-ce que ou bien on l'autre bagaille ou besoin dire.
Non, le pas besoin de c'est l'inapproprié sur caractère. C'est l'inapproprié.
He stated that the only thing that he have to say is, can y'all remove the lien from his house?
I'm sorry, say that. I didn't hear what you said.
Can y'all remove the lien from his house? That's the only other thing that he have to state.
All right, thank you very much. Anything else from the city?
No, that's it, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna try and follow my own rule and go slow so you can interpret accurately what I say. So this is a 2015 case with a $231,100 lien on it.
He stated that he know that.
Okay, no, I understand, and I'm just telling you what I know now. So,
Okay.
based on what I have heard from everybody, it appears to me that this property has a significant history with code enforcement issues. The city is not a property manager or a babysitter. It's not the city's job to tell you when your property needs to be maintained.
House là parce que ça pas job pa yo, ça c'est job pour c'est ou te supposé connaît Jean pour take care.
Now, that being said, I am going to grant a lien reduction in this case. I'm going to reduce this lien to $25,000, and I can give up to 12 months to pay that.
Okay, konya li di li poal descend pour lien pour $25,000, konya li about 12 mois pour payer.
$25,000 laptop.
He stated that the $25,000 will be a little bit too much for him.
Well, I'll give 12 months to pay it, but if it's not paid, then it reverts back to the full $231,000. So, in my opinion, $25,000 is the appropriate amount to reduce it to. But given all the circumstances with this property, any greater reduction is not justified.
Li about 12 mois pour payer $25,000. Sous pas payer $25,000.
And I will sign that order.
La pour retourner dans $231,000. So like li dit comme ça $25,000, ça c'est un bon bagage à faire pour, mais
they're not, hold on, I hear what he's saying, but he's not gonna go over the case again.
Yeah. He stated that he understand the $25,000, but he never know. He didn't know there was a lien against the house. But I'm trying to explain to him.
Sempre quando eu estou preparado para aí, quando eu estou besoin, pour me payer l'argent ça comme ça.
Yeah. Même si ça ou pas de connaître, mais ça c'est décision pas yo vinn faire qu'on y a, mais yo dit qu'on y a like celle ça mieux qu'a fait pour yo qu'a bon 12 mois pour qu'a payer $25,000 ça. Sous pas payer $25,000 ça dans 12 mois, li pour retourner $22,31. Pas parce que ou gagnons histoire de violation gens pour te comporter kaila qu'on y a li do CD a pas pour apporter manager so like sous gain kaila.
I mean, that is my order. That is my order. I understand everything he said, and I took all that into consideration. If there are additional questions, he can speak to city staff outside of the hearing. Is there any other matters that we need to take up before we adjourn?
Special Magistrate, I think that concludes today's agenda.
All right, then it is 12:35, and we stand adjourned.